My activism, my decade of crusading against the pharmaceutical industry that began with publishing a New York Times bestseller with an exploding pill on the cover, and I took out a $2 million life insurance policy and like literally took my fucking sword out of its sheath and ripped my clothes off and was running on the battlefield. And it was an energy that I brought that I thought was to benefit the world, right? Like I thought I was going to save every next woman from that prescription and every next child from that shot. And I recognized that over many years that ultimately, and maybe this is true for all activists, I don't know, that my passion came from woundology, right? Specifically, that I was enacting a lot of my rage towards my parents through this very adolescent tantrum that I was having about how things are and how I demanded things to be different. And I expected that the system would change. And that's why I call it mommy medicine and daddy government. So as an activist, you are necessarily concerned with people you don't know, with anonymous victims out there that you have decided you are in a privileged and important position to help rescue. When you are in your rescuer archetype of victim pathology, you imagine that somebody cannot figure it out without your help. And what you're doing is actually reifying their disempowerment. You are confirming and affirming their incompetence, their inability to manifest their own truth, to find meaning in their struggle. And so a lot of your life force energy gets locked up. And I don't know better. I don't know better that a mother should not vaccinate her child. I actually don't know better. It's not my business. And for me, that was like a massive transition. And what it unlocked was organizing and systematizing and harmonizing the relationships in my life. Major changes came from this work, right? Endings of marriages and endings of friendships and restored dynamic with my own parents. And I got to a place where I could die and I've said all the things to all the people. But the activist shadow is, I think, what we really need to start talking about, because it's possible that we are participating in this grand loose ritual through our fight. The shadow of this impulse to imagine that we are, any one of us, in a position to tell anybody else how to be living their life when they didn't ask, right? It's one thing if somebody asks you for your perspective or opinion, but that's not what a lot of pundits like me have participated in. And I think that if we could look at that, we would find other creative ways to claim our yes rather than fetishizing our no.